working in the wardrobe area and the separating toilet area. This space right here will become 4 shelves that I can pull out. I'm working on the pattern for the divider that'll come from here back there, which will have a shelf across here and all the drawers here. So I'm modifying the original pattern a little bit since I covered this window. As you can see, it's covered up. So little by little. Also did get some ceiling up here and got my wires down for my lights. I've got about an inch and a half worth of headroom, which is not too bad, could be worse. It's heading into there. Still working on all this stuff. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. It's a mess in here right now, but it won't be after a while. As you can see, I've got some more wiring run. Finishing up the pattern for the outside wall using the template that I made from the old base plate, old base pattern, and then making a cardboard one to finish it out. This is the outside wall, so it's curved. I don't know if you can see the curve or not, but it's curved. And then of course relief for the rail. Another little notch there. So that one's ready for the side. So that'll actually go on here like so. Get it on like so. Now you can see the curve. That's the side of the bus. How much it curves to the ceiling, inside ceiling. It's quite a curve. Now I still have to make one for the ceiling because the ceiling curves also. So once I get one made for the ceiling, then that should take care of the rest of the panels that I need to put in. Okay, I got to get back to work. Oh, and duct tape. Here's your friend. My panel is in. I made a lot of changes for this section. And you can see by making the patterns, everything fits really well. So this will be slide out drawers, 4 of them. Maybe 5, I'm not sure yet. This will still be the pull-out separating toilet, and above that will be the wardrobe. Reason I went with this, I realized that I didn't need quite that much wardrobe space, which automatically gave me sort of free space up here. So now I can make use of that. I can put clothes in it. My tools will go down on the bottom too. The rest will be clothes or whatever. I needed more space. Alright, I'm gonna get this trimmed up and ready to go. Start bolting it in. Some crazy angles, but you gotta fit them all. So this is kind of what it's gonna look like when it's done. That's down there just to square it up. So these will be the drawers on this side, and I'll have a cover sheet back there, or a cover panel, and then there'll be a box out here covering that up. My wardrobe will be in here, and there'll be a shelf across here. Wow. Angles and angles. And like I say, 4 or 5 drawers, double drawers. You pull out one and there'll be one behind it, because I don't want to run into this section over here with the drawer. So I'll make it kind of doubles with hooks that hook in between them, so you can pull them both out at once. Okay. guess I need to get to bolting this thing in. Okay, this is the panel that's between the separating toilet and the new set of drawers I'm going to put in. I made my wardrobe smaller because I didn't need quite that much clothes, so I ended up with 5 drawers that I can put in. Bottom ones are 14 inches, middle one's 12, have a 10 and an 8-inch drawer. And I'm making the rails right now. I cut up spare pieces of 3/4 ply instead of using 1x2s. I have a lot of this. No point in spending more money where you don't have to. Use what you have, recycle if you can. So right now I'm getting ready to put in the 12-inch. We've got one more to go in there. And what I'll do is I'll wax up the edges, put carnauba wax on it, and they'll slide really nice. You don't need side rails for this. Actually, these two will be at least 2 drawers. Split that in half so I can pull them out and make them easier to handle. Then I'll just match these up to the other panel on the other side, put this back in. I'll be ready to start building boxes. Well, this side is done, all the way to the top. And even though I did it on the computer, you can see that a few changes were made as I went along. But this side is ready to put back in. Well, I got to do the other side first, so I can't squeeze into 8.5 inches. Sometimes you got to make some interesting cuts. It's a whole lot harder to do with just battery-powered tools. If I'd had a bandsaw, that would have been nice, but this was done with a jigsaw and a sanding. This was done with a jigsaw and a belt sander. Didn't come out too bad considering. It would have been nice if I'd had a bandsaw, but this will do. I'll show you where it goes in a second. It goes right up here on the back side of the spice rack, since I want to keep this edge flush, because I'm going to be putting a cover across here to match the rest. So it'll just be tacked up in there with a screw, and it'll go all the way down to the floor. And here's the newly reconstructed spice rack, or utility closet, or pantry. Not sure what I'm going to use it for, but I know this big open section right here, I'm going to probably build a big cutting board, and it will be up here, and then when I need it, I'll just bring it right on down, and it'll cover up the stove, go up to about here. So that'll give me this whole area to work. Almost all the way back to here and all the way up front here. So that'll give me a very big space. Plus I have that space over there. That's my checklist for hitting the road. Unfortunately, due to family medical, I've got to get out of here in 2 to 3 weeks max. But little by little, it's coming together. I wired in the light over here and working on a schematic for my switches. See what's going to go where. I've temporarily mounted the sink and the stove. And they probably won't be functional before I leave. That's ready to go. I've got to wire that in before I leave. I've got to see what the amperage is on it, so I know what size fuse I need. And that'll actually come out here, up and over, and then down to the fuse box there. Still going to put my 30 amp plug in, and the coach battery is underneath that step, so I can bring that right up through here, right to here, and then I can start wiring that out to at least one receptacle back here, maybe two. So there's a lot going on and a lot more to do. Hang around, come see what happens next.